I enjoyed our time together today.
So did I.
If it's not too much of an inconvenience for you, would you like to grab dinner with me tomorrow too?
Yeah, I would love to.
That being said, I'm glad that even though our rank in the workplace is different, I'm glad that we can still have good conversations. It feels so easy talking to you.
I'm glad too. At first, I was a little anxious when I was told that I would be transferring here. It was a neighborhood I had never been to before. I didn't know anyone who worked at this branch either.
I've been known to be good at making friends around this neighborhood. The thing is, though, I was hoping to become your boyfriend instead of just being your friend. Is that okay with you?
Huh? I suppose that would be okay.
Really? So, does that mean you're accepting my confession?
Yes, it does.
In that case, starting from tomorrow, I'll start going to your apartment in the morning so that we can walk to work together.
Okay. Make sure to text me when you get here then.
That being said, seeing as though your rank isn't that high in the company, how can you afford to live in the apartment that you're at? You pay rent month to month, right? You didn't buy the place, did you?
I put a really big deposit down, so my monthly payments are pretty low.
Huh? You're really able to afford paying that much?
It's really not too terrible at all.
Huh. I guess your position earns a lot more money than I thought it did.
My parents also helped me out with the payments. It definitely made it easier.
Ah, I see. So, that's how it was. Anyways, I guess I'll see you tomorrow morning then.
Yeah, I'll see you then.
We finally agreed to get married. How does this ring look?
It's so pretty. I love it.
Really? Then I'll go ahead and buy it then.
Yeah. That being said, though, when did you say we were going to meet your parents again?
Oh yeah, I talked to my mom about that. I asked her what day would work for her to go see her, and she said that she was actually going to come here instead. She said that she should be able to get here sometime this week.
Oh, really? All right then. But also, it's my first time meeting with her. What kind of gift should I bring for her?
Don't worry about getting her a gift. My mom is really thrifty, so she doesn't worry about things like that.
But still, I feel like I should still get her one regardless. It's going to be my first time meeting her, and I want to make a good impression. If I show up empty-handed, imagine how that will look.
Will it really look that bad? Okay then, I guess in that case, just get her whatever you think will be best. I think that she'll enjoy whatever you get her. By the way, what did you say your parents do for work again?
Oh, I haven't told you yet?
Yeah, I've always been curious about that. You're able to make yearly payments on that apartment of yours, and you said that your parents helped you pay for a lot of it. If they're able to afford to help you pay for an apartment like that, I have to imagine that they have some pretty impressive jobs.
It's sort of a complicated thing to explain easily, but, they just run their own business. Nothing too special.
Oh, really? They run their own business? What kind of business do they run?
Again, it's nothing too special. They just make and sell their own kitchen utensils.
I see.
You said that your parents work in the industrial sector, right?
Yep, they sure do.
I see. That's so cool. All right, send a text to your mom when you can and ask her when this week would be a good time for us to go grab a meal together.
I will.
Mom, I think I'll be going to meet Brandon's parents this week.
Really? That quickly? What time next week?
I don't think we've decided on an exact date as of just yet. And what do you mean? It hasn't been that quick. Since we're getting married soon, we have to meet to discuss the wedding anyways.
I guess you were always the type of girl to want to stay on top of things like that. I really have been trying my best to not worry about this whole thing, but I do have to admit, this is making me a little bit worried as of late.
Jeez, Mom. Why are you such a worrywart all the time?
I'm just saying. It's been how long since you've met now? Maybe 4 months. Of course I would be worried if you get married this quickly.
That's why I told you not to, though. Choosing to get married was a decision that I made after spending a long time thinking and weighing my options. I already did enough worrying for the both of us before I said yes. You told me that you liked him when you guys met, too. We're both also making sure that we steadily save up our own separate savings, and it's coming along well for both of us.
That's what I'm saying.
All of those things are true while you guys are still dating. Marriage is a contract between two people. It's not something that you can do by yourself. Who knows what will change between you two once you're officially married? Yeah, I know. But I'm telling you that it's really okay. Don't worry too much. All right. I'm sorry. I'll try to stop myself from worrying. Just remember, since it's the first time you're meeting her, make sure not to go there empty-handed. Buy her something nice and start off on the right foot. Yeah, I understand.
Honey, my mom messaged me back and told me that Saturday would be a good day for us to meet. Does that work for you?
Yeah, that sounds perfect. Where are we going to meet? Do you want me to reserve a spot for us at a restaurant? I know of a good one that's right nearby.
Huh? A restaurant? Don't worry. We don't need a reservation.
Huh? Did you already make one?
No, nothing like that. My mom told me to meet her there.
Huh? Where's that?
It's the building for my mom and dad's company.
Huh? She wants us to meet at their company building?
Yep, my mom and dad are both busy all the time, so they just told us to meet them there instead.
In that case, why don't we just pick a different day in that case? We could meet them on a day that works better for their schedule. This is going to be the first time that I'm going to meet your parents. How could I meet them at their office? And to talk about our wedding, too. It just feels inappropriate for that sort of meeting.
What do you mean? It'll be fine.
No. Honey, I know how you feel, but I'm just saying. It feels like a bad place to have our first impression of each other. I want to be able to sit down and have a proper conversation with them and not feel rushed to end the conversation because they have to get back to work. Let's just meet them at a restaurant instead. I'll call and make a reservation really quick.
Really? All right, I suppose if you insist. I'll go ahead and call my mom and let her know. I'll see if they have any free time to reschedule.
Thank you, honey. And please word it to them in a way that they don't get upset. I'd hate for us to already be starting off on the wrong foot.
Hey, Mom. Yeah, Brandon. What's up? Do you think that it'd be possible for us to reschedule your meeting with Erica for another day? Erica said that she would really love it if we could have a sit down and have a proper talk at a restaurant. Huh? Why does she suddenly want to change everything? Meeting at our office would have been fine. Oh, she had just said that meeting at the office was a little bit uncomfortable for her. What? Why would meeting at our office be uncomfortable for her? Oh, you know how it is. She said that she knew of a good restaurant nearby that we could meet at, though. Do you two even have enough money left over to afford something like that? Find out what restaurant it is. I want to see how expensive it's going to be. We should just meet and talk here. We can just buy some meat from the store and cook it here. That would be fine as is. Why go through all the trouble? Why is she making such a big deal out of things? It's not that serious. Even so, she said that she's feeling really anxious since it's her first time meeting you two. It seems like she's really set on wanting to make a good first impression. What reason would she have to be worried? What do her parents do for work? I'm not sure. I wasn't able to get a very detailed answer out of her. She said that they sell something, or something like that. Huh? Do they run some sort of shop or something? Geez, this whole thing already doesn't sit right with me. Huh? How come? I mean, think about it. Those types of people are always trouble for people like us. You work at the same company, but your positions are completely different levels. So, what does that have to do with anything? What do you mean, what does that have to do with anything? Do you think someone in your position and someone in her position makes the same kind of money? Moreover, if her parents are just running some sort of rinky-dink little store, do you think her family is going to have any money? If you get married, one of the first things that you should find out is what her family is like. You're marrying them just as much as you're marrying her. What does it matter if her family has money or not? All that should matter is if I love her, right? Ugh, our son really has no idea how the world works. Your sister works at a bank and you're a high-ranking employee in your company. You need to be careful. Her family could just be taking advantage of how successful we are and might be trying to mooch off of us. Come on, Mom. I'm telling you it's not like that. Don't worry so much. Also, you won't know what kind of person she is until you actually meet her face to face, right? Don't jump the gun too much. They could go really well. Ugh. What's her phone number? Send it to me. Why do you need her number? You don't need to know. Don't worry about it and just send it to me. All right. Here's Erica's number. Do I have the pleasure of speaking to Erica?
Yes. May I ask who I'm speaking to?
This is Brandon's mother.
Oh, hello. How did you find my phone number?
I asked Brandon for it.
Oh, okay. What may I do for you, ma'am?
Don't tell Brandon that I reached out to you.
Huh? Oh, all right.
It's nothing too big. I just wanted to get some information from you before we meet.
What kind of information would you like to know?
Well, don't you think that it would be better for us to meet and have a conversation if we can go into it having some info already established, rather than not knowing anything about each other at all?
Yes, I suppose you're right about that. Please ask anything you'd like to know about, ma'am.
Brandon told me that your parents run a little shop by themselves. By any chance, have they earned a lot of money from it? Do they have a lot of money saved up?
Huh? What are you asking about that for?
How much money do they have saved up? Give me a rough number.
Do I really have to tell you something personal like that?
Of course you do! I'm going to be the person that decides whether or not the two of you can be married. You're going to need my blessing, aren't you? Don't tell me. You're just counting on Brandon to provide everything for you and don't have anything saved up. Do you know what kind of family ours is?
I'm not sure I understand what you mean. Brandon just told me that you work at an industrial company.
No, that's not what I'm talking about. Brandon is a successful and accomplished worker at his company, and our daughter is a banker at a very high-end bank.
I see. That being said, I'm not really sure what that has to do with our marriage.
I'll speak honestly with you. If someone were to marry into this family, we have enough money saved up that you wouldn't need to rely on your own money. That's how much we earn. But it's also not like we're going to let just anyone into this family. That being said, give me a rough guess of about how much your family has saved.
I'm very sorry, but I haven't married into your family yet. I'm also not desperate to leech off of someone else's family either. I don't think it's appropriate for me to tell you how much my family earns or how much money we have saved. You're asking a little bit too much from me. That being said, I can tell you that even though it isn't much, we have more than enough to be able to afford this wedding. So please don't worry too much, ma'am.
It seems like my words aren't getting through to you.
Huh?
Forget it.
When we meet each other this weekend, let's sit down and have a proper conversation about all of this, okay? We haven't even had a chance to meet face to face yet. Discussing financial assets as our first conversation, and especially through the phone, is a little uncomfortable. Do you know what I mean?
Jeez, I've never met a woman as stubborn as you. All right, let's discuss it when we see each other then. I'll see you this weekend. Brandon, give me Erica's social security number. Why would you need her social security number? She isn't telling you how much is in her bank account, right? And why is that important? What do you think? How are you going to know if she's some viper trying to coil herself around you and drain you for everything you have if you don't know the tiniest little thing about her in the first place? Come on, stop with all that stealing from us nonsense. I already told you she's not like that. She could ruin you financially if this turns out badly. Do you realize that? I've heard stories of stuff like that happening all the time these days. Really? Stop being so foolish and give me her social security number already. I don't know about this.
Your mom just contacted me a little while ago. She kept asking me how much money my family has saved up.
Really?
Yeah. Isn't that a really inappropriate thing to do? To ask someone about how much they and their family earn, or how much they have saved before they've even talked with the person face to face?
I mean, what can you do? You're about to become her future daughter-in-law, so I guess it's not entirely out of the question to ask about things like that.
What? I've never in my whole life heard of the bride being required to tell her future in-laws something like that.
Are you overreacting a little bit too much, honey? If you want to, she's more than welcome to take a look at my bank account if she wanted to.
Of course you would let her take a look at your bank account anytime she wants to. She's your mother. She's not mine, though. Tell me honestly, does your mom not like me or something?
She's just trying to make sure that she protects the family by making sure that she knows who her future daughter-in-law is going to be. It's not entirely out of the question for her to ask you questions like that.
No matter how you look at it, though, that just feels like she's going too far.
You're right. I can understand why you'd be uncomfortable about her asking info like that right off the bat. By the way, what's your social security number again?
Huh? Why are you asking about something like that all of a sudden?
Oh, I was just wondering. We're about to be a married couple soon. I just figured it's one of those things that it would be good to know.
Okay, I guess that makes sense.
Thanks for letting me know, honey. Also, honey, don't worry about my mother too much. This weekend, once we meet with my mom, things will get better between you two.
Right? I sure hope it does. It already feels awkward between us. All right, I'll take your word for it and not worry too much then.
Answer my call already, Erica. How could you just walk out in the middle of dinner like that? Are you really lacking basic manners that much? You really messed up.
Huh? I messed up? Who is the one that really messed up just now? Meeting at your parents' office? That's unacceptable. No matter how you look at it, that's not where we should have gone to meet your parents in the first place. And on top of that, you wanted to have dinner there? In that filthy place? What's worse, the only food there to eat was what your parents had left over from their dinner last night. How could you expect me to eat that?
What was so bad about that? That was a meal that my mother made herself.
It was leftover soup! Do you think that was a proper welcome for meeting their future daughter-in-law?
It's not like it wasn't delicious.
If it was that good, then help yourself to it.
You're a real piece of work. Really? Am I really the one that's a piece of work in this situation? Listen, I can understand if you didn't want to eat her food. I get it. But how could you just leave in the middle of the wedding discussion with my parents? Who does that?
I left because of the food. Your mother told me to eat their leftover soup. She kept saying it was a waste of their money to go to a restaurant and have a meal there instead.
Is it not? What's the problem with her saying that?
If this is the kind of welcome that I get from our very first meeting, then what is the rest of our marriage going to be like? At this point, I don't even want to get married anymore.
So what are you saying then? Are you telling me that you're going to cancel our engagement?
I need some time alone to think about all of this. It would be better if we spent some time apart. I'll talk to you later.
Hey! Brandon told me you were planning on calling off the engagement.
Didn't I tell you that I needed some time to think? Why did you try and get your mother to come after me like this?
You were the one who decided we should spend time apart and not talk to each other without even asking me how I felt.
I can't stand people like you.
Where do you get off asking for an annulment of your engagement? We should be the ones who get to decide that. How dare you do that to our poor son?
Did you seriously message me just to talk about that?
Of course! I'm so disgusted by how you've acted. Especially with us not even knowing a thing about you. What reason did you even have for getting married to Brandon? What were you scheming?
What are you trying to say to me right now?
You told me that you had plenty of money saved up. I looked into it and I found out that you don't have a single cent. What kind of heist were you planning on our family? You're nothing but a thief.
Seriously, what are you even talking about?
Seriously, $500? You only barely scraped together $500, yet you kept telling me not to worry and that you had plenty saved up. What the hell? Is that true?
How the hell did you get access to my bank account info?
A little snake like you with not even a single cent to her name is trying to marry my son. Ha! You must be joking. I asked you how you got access to my bank account details. I asked our daughter to look into it for me.
Your daughter who's working at the bank?
Exactly. I had to do something that drastic because you kept refusing to tell me how much you had saved. Erica, how could you do this to me? No matter how you look at it, the situation seems clear. I would understand if you didn't have a ton of money saved, but only $500 is way too severe. Did you plan to just send all your bills to me once we got married or something?
What are you talking about? You were the one who asked me if I wanted to get married in the first place. Not to mention, what your mother did is a crime.
What? Why are you talking about committing a crime? All I did was ask our daughter to do me a favor and take a peek at your balance.
It's not like you asked her to take a look at your own bank account. You asked her to look at mine. You obtained that information without my permission. I was curious as to why you would have asked for my social security number all of a sudden. So I suppose you knew about her doing this the entire time then?
So what if I knew? What does that change about what's going on right now? You tried to get married to me just so that you could send all of your bills to me and have me front the cost for everything.
Are you trying to say that I have no money?
Then are you trying to tell me that having $500 is you having a lot of money? You tried to enter our family in the most vulgar way possible. You're telling me that you weren't paying rent. You own the apartment fully.
I was intending on staying silent about this to whoever I dated because I didn't want some dirt-poor, money-hungry family to get all twisted about the amount of money I had. Seems like people like you will get themselves twisted up over money regardless of whether they know anything or not.
Huh? What did you just say? Dirt poor. Money hungry. Are you finished babbling on yet?
No, not even close. Do you understand how much my house sells for?
So you own your tiny little apartment. So what? Does that really make you better than us? Brandon told me that your parents own some small little shop and sell kitchen utensils. How can you even begin to compare your family to ours? You're even a lower position at a company than Brandon is. Our daughter is a banker.
Is that what he told you about my family? This is my family's business.
Isn't that a really famous company? Stop lying to us!
Who the hell keeps all of their money in a bank account nowadays? You need to invest.
Erica.
I kept all of this a secret because of how many people have gone after me just to try and get their hands on my family's money. I can't believe this happened to me once again. I really have the worst eye for people.
Erica, I was a bit too harsh, wasn't I? I just got sort of heated up in the moment. You know that, right?
Are you serious? You're aware that accessing my bank account information through your daughter is illegal, right? You told me that your perfect daughter that you love so much and who is so famous at that bank she works at personally helped you get access. I guess we'll see how famous she is at that bank once she gets fired.
I'm sorry, Erica. I must have lost my mind for a little while there. I did something that's so unlike myself. I apologize. Please accept my apology. Honey, I'm sorry too. I seriously must have lost my mind. How could I have ever doubted you?
Just stop talking. I don't want to hear it. I understand what you and your family are both like now deep down. I don't think I have anything to consider or think about anymore. I'm canceling the engagement. I never want to see you again.
No, please.
Also, since I will be filing a lawsuit against you for going through my bank account like it was yours to begin with, I would hire a lawyer. Look forward to the trial.
I made a grave error in judgment, Erica. Please, I'm begging you, just don't report us to the authorities. Please.
I don't really feel like it, though. Why would I owe either of you any favors? I will be reporting it immediately tomorrow morning, so look out for the papers my lawyer will be serving both of you with.
Damn it! This is all your fault, Mom! Oh no! I seriously messed up! How could I have done something like that?
As you may have guessed, I called off the engagement after that. I have filed a suit against him and his mother for illegally gaining access to my bank account. Brandon kept showing up to my apartment telling me how sorry he was and that he lost sight of what truly mattered to him for a while. But by that point, I had already moved. If he continues to try and find me, I plan on reporting him and filing a restraining order. That being said, I think I'm better off in the long run for getting rid of them before they were able to latch themselves onto my family. My life would have been a living hell if I had to spend the rest of my life married into a family like that. Thank you for watching! Remember to like and subscribe if you enjoyed the video.